Hi, my name's Boyd. I'm here to help you if you're planning to get into boating and sailing, or if you've only just embarked on the adventure of boating and sailing. And I'm here to help you to navigate your way through all aspects of learning about being comfortable and safe on your boat. Each week we're going to put out a 10 or 15 minute video and specifically talk about individual projects or aspects of boating, from electrics to plumbing to navigation to safety on board, doing repairs and maintenance and all those types of things. My plan for this series is to speak in layman's terms. It's to help wherever I can, offer you guys the opportunity to get in touch, ask a question, and if I don't know the answer, I'll go and find someone who does, and then we'll do an episode on that particular topic. For example, if you get stuck with an electrical issue and it's beyond my capacity, which often it's going to be because I'm a bit of a Gumby when it comes to most things on boats compared to many people that I know, I'll go and find someone and we'll sit down and have a chat to them. I've got a good network of people and a good network of contacts who know a shitload more than I do. And just to reiterate, I'm basically not trying to talk to the converted, that is the people who've been sailing for years. I'd like to talk to fundamentally people who are sitting in an office somewhere in a high rise, looking out the window thinking, is this all there is to life? Well, I can tell you it's not. I've been living on this boat that we're on now for maybe 5 years. Before that I had another boat for about 8 years. All the while I've been self-employed and doing my thing, but that doesn't mean that it's that difficult to do. You just have to take the step off the end of the jetty and just make it happen. This series won't be a series about me and my experiences. It will be a series about all aspects of getting into boating. What sort of boat do you want to buy? What are the costs associated with it? How do I plan? Am I capable of doing it? All these types of things, and a lot of the experiences are going to be based on your questions and your queries. And in addition, as I wander around the Queensland coast here in Australia, I'm going to be running into people who we're going to stop and have a chat to and talk about their experiences. And that includes things like, having kids on a boat and having a family on a boat, and how can I make a living on a boat? All those types of things. So it's going to be a range of experiences, not just mine. You guys can get involved as much or as little as you want. You can sit back there with your coffee in your office looking out the window while you're supposed to be working, watching this video and learning a little bit about how you can go about getting onto a boat and living the life and making it work for you and your partner or family or whatever it might be. We're here to help, so I encourage you to get involved, to ask questions, send me messages about questions you've got. If I can't answer it, as I say, I'll go and find someone who can. I'm on a boat with my partner Andy. We have a 48-foot steel ketch called Morningside. It's a dark blue thing. If you happen to be wandering around the Queensland coast and you see us, give us a wave, say good day. I got into this lifestyle this time not entirely by accident, but I was kind of a little bit pushed into it. I had a run with cancer, melanoma, which is from fundamentally too much sun here in Australia and not treating and preventing skin cancers. I had half of my neck removed while sitting in the hospital thinking about what I was going to do with my life if I had one. I'd only just bought the boat 4 or 5 months earlier on a bit of a whim and as a project and as a hobby to sort of do a refit on it. But I decided, screw it, walked away from a business, walked away from the leases and stuff, moved onto the boat and thought, no, life's too short, I'm going to make this happen. And that was pretty much what pushed me off the jetty and onto a boat, and here I am 5 years later and loving it. Couldn't think of any other way to live. Finally, on this introduction, again, I welcome you. I hope that you hang around and get some pleasure and enjoyment and some learning out of the series that's coming. I also hope that you get involved and send me messages and send me questions. Ask me anything that you'd like to ask about boating, and then my promise and commitment to you is if I don't know it, I'll find it out. I will go hunting. May take a while, but I'll find a solution for you, and I will endeavour to communicate with everybody that reaches out, and that's my commitment to you. What I'd also like to do now is just to take a quick walk through our boat, just to show you that you don't have to have $1 million to get into boating. In my case, I stumbled across this boat in the marina in Mackay. It was a bit of a mess when I first came upon it. I wasn't really planning on buying a boat on the particular day that I bought this, but I was out there looking and I thought, oh, what the hell. I threw caution to the wind, put an offer on the boat, they took it, and before I knew it, I had this boat. It was, if you recall me saying earlier, it was a work in progress type hobby that I was looking to get into, not something to go travelling with. I'd had a business, very successful and profitable business on the Gold Coast. Plan was to just buy the boat, maybe move on to it and do a refit and make it all look pretty and loved again. And that's kind of what happened, and it was accelerated by getting melanoma and being told maybe I might need to have an early Christmas. So that was the bit of the shock horror that got me into the boat. So without any further ado, let's just take a quick walk around the boat, see what we can find, and I'll give you a bit of an explanation about this boat as well. Okay, we're out on the foredeck at the moment. I'm kind of lost for words. Here I am sitting out on the foredeck of the boat, or standing on the foredeck of the boat, about to take you for a walk, and this is the view. I'm in the Whitsundays. There's Hayman Island just over there. You might be able to see a couple of big expensive flash black boats down there. That one that's the one that's closest to us. It's a wave piercer, I think they call it. The name of the boat is Spirit, and you can charter that one for 90,000 US a week if you really want to get fancy about it. Or, and I know we're looking back into the sun here, and I'm sorry about that, but this is Morningside. We're out on the foredeck. She's a ketch. You can see there we've got 2 masts, steel construction, roughly 48 feet long, weighs about 17 tonne, and plenty of deck space. It's a lovely old boat. So we're just going to go for a walk down here now, down the starboard side. Not sure if you know the difference between port and starboard, but one easy way to remember is no port left, port is red, so the left hand side of the boat is the port side, the lights are red, the other side is the starboard side. Up on the top of the cabin there you'll see our solar panels, or 2 of our solar panels, and there's another 2 back there on the davits. There's a stern view looking forward. And as you can see, there's our 2 masts going up. Up on the top there we've got TV aerial. I don't know if you can see that there's two sort of rather large cylindrical aerials there for our internet and data. And that's the outside of the boat. Coming inside, this is our cockpit. One of the only criticisms I have of this boat is I'd love for this to be another metre longer, but hey, it's not, and we can't do it, and it's not practical, so shit happens, we deal with it. Here in the cockpit, it's pretty much where all the action happens. We've got winches and access to all of our lines and sheets and stuff in here, along with navigation, my rusty old compass, which is beautiful when it's polished, but it's just a nightmare to keep polished. Autopilot, helm, depths, and so on. Aft of the cockpit is our master cabin. Hopefully you can see that in there. It's not that big, but we basically just sleep in there. So that's still a work in progress. You'll see bare timber and bits of shit hanging everywhere. Well, I've still got a lot of work to do there with that. Stay tuned on that one, I guess. Coming down inside through the companionway, it's a nice big companionway. And there on the port side, we have our galley. I'm going to be showing you images of the boat when I bought it. You'll see I've added little shelves up there and all that sort of business. So let's not get too stuck on detail. There's my nav table. Bit of a mess, but hey, this is home. We live on it, and that's all there is to it. It just is what it is. You're seeing it exactly how we live. I've got a computer there under that white screen. I've got my modem over there in the corner. VHF radio, EPIRB up there on the wall. Walking down this companionway here, we come up to the V-berth, which if it was a house it'd be kind of like the spare bedroom, which is where all the shit ends up. And that shit includes a push bike and the orange laundry bag, bit of linen and timber stuff, because the work on this boat is never ending. And I'm always dicking around with something. We've got a library up here and another one of those on the other side. Bit more storage in there for tools and all that crap, and nothing really exciting, but certainly essential on an older boat. And there's lots of jobs that I've still got to do. As I say, it's a never-ending thing, but typically I'll prioritise the jobs as you would do around the house. There's no real difference. So there you go. That's a quick walk through the boat. When we start talking about the different systems on the boat, we'll lift the floor and we'll get into the engine and some of the water and plumbing systems and electrical systems and all that sort of stuff. So stay with us, and as time goes on, we'll address each and every system as they come about. So there you go. That concludes our first episode. I've tried to give you a bit of an insight into what this series is going to be offering. I've invited you guys to reach out and get in touch and ask questions. Any questions that you like, don't care how ridiculous or sublime they might be. We've also talked about some of the topics that we're going to cover over the coming weeks and months in this series. And just to reiterate, that will be pretty much everything that I can get my head around in relation to boating. We're going to talk about plumbing systems, electrical systems. We're going to talk about engines and drive systems. We're going to talk about solar. We're going to talk about navigation, preparing to go to sea, preparing to go sailing. We're going to talk about safety. We're going to talk about pretty much everything that there is to talk about. And along the way, there's going to be snippets of my shit, let's call it, of how I came about to be here, in the hope that you can see that it's not that big a deal. You don't have to go off and join the Navy to become a sailor and live this alternate life. Anyway, thanks again for your time. See you next time. I'll have a list of what we're going to address over the coming series, and I'll share that with you hopefully over the next week or so. And then we'll start building a plan. We'll get some feedback. Off we go. Have a great day, and hope to see you on the water soon. Bye.